Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys my final recap and final thoughts on Fire Force Season 2 or炎炎ノ消防隊弐ノ章 on episode 24 or episode 48 and the total number of episodes, you know? I mean, 24 in the first and 24 in the second season. So, yeah, this is the final episode. I'm not gonna lie, even though it is always pressuring every Friday with all these other series on Friday, you know, it's all coming to an end very soon, you know? And it's been a fun ride for now, so if anything else, by all means, let's just get this started. I'm here to give you guys my final thoughts and final recap, repeating myself, so let's go. We have to it, you know, Shinra and Arthur are really training their butts off against, Benimaru, you know? But apparently, he puts them through a lot of pressure and damage so they could learn to break beyond their own limits, you know? That's the thing. When you reach a certain limit, you either go beyond it or you stay put where you are and maybe be killed. Eventually, you know, Eventually, Benimaru, of course, or Shimon, etc., or Benimaru, if anything, because I think Benimaru is much more better for me to remember his name by. He ends up having to do hand-to-hand combat against Shinra and Arthur when the real training begins. And we see to it that after Shinra gets an idea of what the flames are that he has, he ends up activating his own, and it looks like it's so small but very hot. Even Benimaru smiled at the fact of seeing how Shinra and Arthur managed to actually both activate it, you know? Then we go to a scene with Huang, which is one of the doctors or Fire Force division that actually operated on Shinra that saved his life, you know, when he had a sword through his chest, you know, etc. We get to know that she ends up analyzing Conroe on his body, you know, and realizes his flames is no different, and this event where he had a link or something might have happened during some kind of certain great fire event whatsoever, you know. Then we get to see Captain Hogg or something. Apparently, he got killed by an evangelist, you know, apparently, and this person seems to have the ability to manipulate metal. By that time, Shinra realizes that Captain Hogg from Fire Force Division is killed or dead, you know? And that spread rumors around, and we have to it, they see it as a considered suicide, you know? Or life-taking event. Taking their own life event. But apparently that's not really the case after, they've been analyzing the situation. And it looks like to me that Evangelist is starting to make their move, etc., you know? Then we get to see our Fire Force Division 1 captain, which apparently he knows that the Evangelists are starting to make their move again, you know? And that is pretty much bad news right now because of the Evangelist is not holding back anymore, and that they're about to get ready to cause some trouble. Even Burns, like I said, Fire Force Division 1 Burns realizes that we have to take action very soon, you know? And we see to it, we get to see a scene where we get to see a scene with some Evangelist people, you know, which is pretty much, I think, the pillars, I believe, that they gathered, etc., which consists of, Inca, and then we get to see Sho. We haven't seen that guy for a very long time. And, you know, Giovanni, the freaking mole, etc. We have to it that the guy asks Sho, how's it feel to look at the sun and air quality again? And Sho's like, I seem to get the idea. And then the guy says, time to start the new era of humanity, you know? As for Obi and everyone else, he congratulates Arthur, Tamaki, and Shinra for training very hard and that they're about to get ready for their new goal in mind. They managed to actually partner up with Hajima Industries or something, or that facility or company whatsoever, and that they have one goal in mind, taking down the Evangelists and create something new, etc., you know? Whatever the case may be, we have to it that we get to see that the first opening song plays in the ending credits. And I thought that was really nice and hyped to finish it off because, you know, I guess it's like saying, hey, it's not over yet. Get ready for another round. Get ready for another journey, you know? And we get to see a post-credit scene where Haumea, or one of the pillars of the Evangelists now, Haumea, I believe, the one that does electricity whatsoever, that does electricity attacks whatsoever, she apparently is having this crazy, seizure or something like that. Even Charon seems to be annoyed by it. She says the new era of humanity, something new is about to come, you know? And we get to see a moon. The moon transformed into that of a smiling, pointed, like, face, you know? And ends up leaving a message saying, see you later, etc., you know? That's it. So, that was my final recap, you know? Shinra and Arthur are training. Captain Hog of, like, of a Fire Force division gets killed by an Evangelist member, which made it look like he went into suicide or something, but that's not the case. And then, you know, everything ends up with people getting united and getting ready to, like, take down the Evangelist as they're making their next move, ready to, like, take back the Empire and get ready to burn everything to hell, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, pretty much the way how it sets up, it's possibly setting up for its real final battle coming up very soon. I don't know when there will be a season 3, but guaranteed the way how it ended off and the way how it's not really much of a conclusion, it's pretty much going to have a season 3. I don't know if it's going to happen next year or the year after that, but one thing for sure, hopefully it will happen. But we don't really know when, so that's the thing. Now, giving you guys my final thoughts. Now that I'm looking back on this, you know, I thought it was I guess you could say, it was possibly an okay season or something. I mean, like, I don't think there was not much difference the way how I look at it, but I guess the way how it went, you know, it still had its moments of, like, where it still had its moments, you know. I mean, like, sometimes, like, it does involve some people here and there, and it does involve a lot of fan service here and there, but it does involve some nice action-packed scenes. And even though there are some scenes that could be annoying and might be cringe and something that's not really worth, like, mentioning over there, it still did a nice job. I think it's a little bit better than season 1, but even though I don't think there's much difference in quality and writing wise or something, as it's always a shonen type thing, we all know that, I still think it was pretty slick to the very end. I mean, in terms of action, animation, and music, it was always on point, let's be honest. I mean, even for me, I like the action music and everything else. In terms of, like, certain scenes where it comes to its writing with its fan service here and there, it does annoy me a bit. I mean, like, times with Tamaki and seeing Maki, of course they're all hot and sexy, but, you know, either sometimes it does not need to be there to maybe progress the story, but whatever the case may be, it was still pretty fun with its action-packed scenes, you know. I mean, like, the arc with the Netherworld, that was pretty slick, but a lot of people died, that's for sure. And then the one with the potato fields, and then we get to know about the Adala links, you know, etc. It was nice having this kind of information happening around, like, season 2, you know. And I thought it was pretty nice for them to actually, for the author or something, to reveal these kinds of things of what's going on and revealing new character action scenes and, like, some other stuff. Everything all considered. And we got to know about Joker the Dark Hero, you know, what he's trying to do, and licked Grill Gold to find out the truth, you know, etc. So I thought the revelation of certain information in season 2 is what backed it up a bit, I guess. I mean, like, and then, you know, with the pillars, and then, you know, someone being used in an Amaterasu system, etc., shows a lot that it went a little bit dark and a little darker than compared to season 1, you know. While season 1 had its fan service and training arcs and then, like, some other stuff, season 2 showed a little bit more of a darkness of, like, Amaterasu, what's the real behind the scenes, you know, etc., of what's going on here and there, you know. We get to know that Amaterasu is being used by those who's a pillar, etc., and the life force is being taken, and, you know, the Evangelius is the one that was behind the entire thing of why the Tokyo Empire was created, etc., because this guy, like, disguised himself as that person to create the Tokyo Empire. So the Evangelius has been the one that's been creating all of this to create the next big fire cataclysm, you know, the great fire that happened many years ago. So, like I said, information-wise is what backed up season 2, and I thought it was better. I thought that made season 2 way better than season 1, you know. While season 1 introduced some characters and it does show some action-packed scenes, and, you know, it's fan service here and there of, like, nudity and all that, and there was no big difference when it came to season 2. I think the way how it backed it up was introducing new characters and their abilities. like I said, introducing characters with their abilities, and then like behind the scenes of what's going on, what's happening, and then it had a darker tone. I think that's what made it a little bit better than season 1, but in terms of giving information, like I said, and repeating myself again on this, is what made season 2 better than season 1. So I thought season 2 was slick, but you know, it does have its problems here and there. So overall, I'd say I give this series at least a 7 out of 10 for the time being. I mean, the first season I gave was a 6 out of 10, but this one I'll give a 7 out of 10 because of the information and all that. Action scenes, music, and art and animation was pretty on slick, but in terms of writing and all that, I think that I still question a couple things here and there. But whatever the case may be, like it's at least better, a little bit better than season 1, the way how I'm looking at it. You know, I mean, yeah. Anyways, good job, David Productions. I'm looking forward to your next series of what you're gonna be doing. Hopefully, it'll be good. You know. I mean, we all know David Productions. We all know that they are the ones that freaking like created JoJo, and now they created like freaking Fire Force and all that, etc. I'm pretty sure, even though there are some other series that they kind of messed up on or that didn't do much of a good job, I mean, they're still a good company. I mean, looking forward. Hopefully, I hear some good news of what the next series will be, and I heard some news here and there, but okay, that's not really important. Like I said. Season 2 of Fire Force thought it was a little bit better with its darker tone and more revelation of its information and more showing certain characters and their abilities and what their goal is, you know, etc. Anyways, that's about it, people. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I hope you guys enjoyed this season as much as you did than season 1. But even though there's not much difference and any improvement, but hey, I mean, season 2 became better with its information and darker tone a bit for the time being. So until then, peace out, bye bye. Toot toot.